everyone, it's Meredith. Welcome back. I am here with part 3 of my fun Roxy Creations Rachel Favorites journal, and I have glued down all the pieces for the cover, so I wanted to show you how cute that turned out. And it's, remember, we didn't add a bunch of signatures because we're going to be filling it up with lots of vintage goodies, and I'm still kind of shaping the spine. I want it to be fairly flat. I don't want it to be super rounded, but anyway, I think it turned out super cute. I love how everything looks. I still haven't decided if I want to add maybe a little something else, but anyway, super happy with how it looks for now. And so let's just jump right in. So if you recall from the other videos that I did, we have 3 signatures of about 4 or 5 pages each of very vintage Italian book pages. And I do have a couple of short pages that I need to hinge something onto, so we'll just kind of come to that when we get there, or get there when we come to that part. And I don't know if I'm going to put anything on this fronts piece. It's so beautiful. If anything, I might just put like a little piece of trim right there, or a little age tape maybe, or something, but I'm going to leave it plain for now as the back. This is that gorgeous Florentine paper that we all know and love so much from Rachel, and so I'm going to keep that kind of bare for now as well. So I just pulled out a few little scrappies that I have. I know this is vintage and I can't even remember where it came from, but it is just beautiful, and that's the only piece I have. So I definitely know I want to use that. This is my last piece of this gorgeous vine. It's really sheer fabric and I love it so much. So I kind of thinking maybe I want to do maybe like a little 3-inch piece and attach that somewhere. And then I just have lots of little snippets. I have so much fabric, and this is part of the front cover piece that I'm a little overwhelmed. So this might be a very slow process, just so you know. And look how darling this is. I just love this. This reminds me of fabric that I would have used to make a dress for my daughter when she was teeny tiny. It's just so sweet. So we will for sure have to add some of that. In fact, I might even put some of that in the very front because it is just so cheery and darling. So, and I have another piece of the linen stamped. This came in a fabric pack from Rachel, and I have so much fabric from her. It's just a shame that I have not been using it. So that's what we're doing. We're tackling that. So then I have a few other little scrappies. This came off of something, I think from Blue Linen Cottage, and just like the perfect little snippet piece. And same with this. I actually don't know where I got this, but I know it's vintage and super pretty. And I love the kind of stained look that it has. And then I have this little piece. This was in a bundle from Blue Linen Cottage, and I don't think it's vintage, but it's coffee dyed and it's kind of fun. And this is the last piece, so I may save that for a journal, or maybe I'll just cut off a little bit of that. And then I have this little eyelet scrap that I used to have a whole bunch of this, and I've used it all in my no-sew journals. So I wouldn't mind saving a little bit of that as well. Maybe making a little tab or something would be super cute. And then this is a piece of vintage eyelet from Rachel, as is this piece here. So gorgeous, and you can just tell how aged it is. Super pretty. Okay, and then I do have I was able to snag the last 2 pieces of this gorgeous embroidered sheer. It's this netting that I use on my no-sew journals. And Emily said, well, it's a little scrappy on the side. And I thought, okay, perfect. I can just cut that off, and then we can add some of that somewhere, just maybe even just like a little corner piece or something, because it is so stunning. And I am definitely want to have that as a keepsake. And then I do have, whoops, excuse me, I'm totally off camera. I do have more scraps from the pages that we cut off. This one we did not use, but it's just yummy, yummy paper. So gorgeous, as is this. Can't even imagine what all that aging is on their water spots or whatever, but so, so gorgeous. And then this is, I think it's double printed. No, so I wasn't sure if this was some of the fold outs, but this has got some nice aging on it too. So we might do like a little collage-y piece or something. Is that a word? Collage-y? I'm not sure that it is. And this is just absolutely stunning. So it's going to be kind of a mix of papers and fabrics and laces and all the goodness that we want to have to look back for. Alrighty, so let's kind of think about, I'm going to just move this stuff over and come back. So I'm kind of liking this little beautiful blue vibe, and I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if I don't really want to cover the whole page, so I'm going to just kind of do this really quick and see what we think of having like a little square. And I love these shabby pieces on the side. Would be kind of fun, and maybe that with it. Okay, I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up, and maybe a little bit, maybe a little tab that folds around would be super cute. All right, so let's just give this a little trim. I know a lot of times Rachel does, she'll snip and then tear, and I don't know if this fabric will do it or not. Oh, yes. Ooh, you gotta love that sound, huh? Okay, very nice. And I think I'm gonna go just a little bigger than a square. And I decided to just trim that part, and then we can kind of fringe it up a bit on the end. And then we have these other two darling pieces for something else. So let's see what's on the back side. Okay, so this is pretty thin baggy paper, and so it's going to be a little bit heavy, but that's all right. And I'm not sure what kind of glue. I think Rachel just uses glue stick for all of her stuff. I'm going to just do a little experiment. Please feel free to fast forward if you don't want to listen to me just mumbling to myself. I'm kind of in that stage where I just talk to myself all day long. Anyone else? Okay, that's kind of cute. All right, so I need to trim a little piece of that. Sorry if I'm off camera a bit. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and get this down so we have that ready to go. And I'm not going to like plaster everything down. I kind of want the pieces to be a little bit loose, if that makes any sense, just so that it doesn't totally damage the paper, if that's a thing. All right, that's super cute. And then let's see, do we like that? Trying to see which is the right side, and I literally cannot tell. I was kind of thinking having it a little offset like that. And then let's see. Okay, I honestly might even just staple that, but I don't know. It might rip the paper. Actually, I had it upside down. All right, well, let's do this first. being very gingerly with the glue. So pretty. I love that you can still see the writing underneath. Isn't that so pretty? All right, now let me see if this tab thing is going to work, or maybe I just want to have a small little skirt kind of piece on the edge. I really like the idea of turning it around or having it go around the page. But I don't know, that might be kind of dumb. Sorry, I'm still talking to myself and I had it upside down again. We do have that nice little natural fold. Okay, I have to clip it on so that I can actually see it. So give me 2 seconds. Pull out my little clips. And this is going to be super heavy on the page, but not sure about that. Okay, so you know what? We're going to just move on. We can always come back to that. And I'm not going to put anything on the back of the pages yet. I kind of want to just work on this side first, and then when I get through the whole book, however long that takes, then I may, you know, decide to add little bits here and there. In fact, let me just take a look at our little flowers. So I think I'm going to just trim this piece right here. I'm just going to go straight up. Sorry if I'm off camera a little bit. I kind of have this position just so that it's right up over the top. And that's not perfectly straight, but hey, we are good. And that is just a hanger on her. Kind of love that. Maybe just a little, one of the little vine pieces. Okay, I think I like that. So let's do it. Just to give it a little bit more interest, and because it's so pretty, why not? Hopefully this will stick down just with the little flower parts. If not, I can come back in and add a little bit more glue. How did I have it? I think I had it that way. Sorry. Well, that's so cute. Yeah, I might need to do a little bit of liquid glue. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, yay. Alrighty, let me grab a few other pieces and we will think about the next page. Okay, I had to let my dog out really quick. He may start barking, so if I disappear really quick, that's why. All right, so on this next page, I wanted to show you how amazing this edge is. It's so just gorgeous and amazing, and just so ratty. And then I was thinking that I would lay this piece down because you can still see the writing. And then this piece, as you know, here, I'll just flip over, was part of right here. So I do want to use that because I love it, and it's the last of that little piece that I have. So I was thinking we do that, and then maybe have this just overlaying a little bit, kind of like so. And then I feel like we need a little something like right here, and I found this piece that I have no idea where this came from, possibly Lovely Lottie's in a bundle, I'm not sure, but it's like cording or something. So I was thinking maybe just lay that across like so. All right, be right back. Okay, doggy is back in. He is so funny. He thinks nothing of going out in 110 or whatever it is right now and laying in the dead grass. It's so funny, and he's so fluffy. I'll see if I remember to pop a picture in. Okay, I am loving that, so let's get our gluing going. And I think I might just actually glue right on the page, and then we'll stick it down. This is really a fun idea. I'm so glad I saw this on Rachel's channel. I think I linked them in my previous video, but if not, I will make sure I link them again. So if you want to make a book like this too, you can go check out what she included in hers, and her book cover is absolutely stunning, as is this one. I love it. And I think this is kind of fun because the little fringy sort of sticks out down below. So that's a nice little feature. I can't believe it's already the first weekend in August, guys. Where has summer gone? Totally crazy. I'm just happy I don't have to worry about anyone having to worry about traveling back to school or anything. We are done with all of that, and I am retired from homeschooling now, so entering into a whole new chapter, which is always fun. All right, that is super pretty, and I love that we can see this very shabby trim on this side. Okay, so let's kind of look and see what the rest of our pages look like. This is just calling for some sort of trim on that side. Oh yeah, and then we have the little flip out. This is such pretty paper. Gosh, I don't even know what I'm going to do with a trifold. I kind of forgot about that. We may tear this off, but for now I'm going to just leave it. And then there's that dictionary page. I didn't tear that very well. I may just kind of hand tear that off and make it a little more shabby. I need to hinge something onto there. This is looking like it needs some aged tape. All right. So let's do something on here. I do have this delicate trim. This came in a Roxy bundle. Super pretty. Look how cute that is. Put my glue stick cap back on for now. Don't want anything super heavy. And honestly, I'm not sure what I want to do on that page, so I'm going to just move on. And we'll see what we got going on here. That is super pretty. Maybe this is where we're going to put our little vine. I don't want to use all of it, but definitely want to have a nice little piece of trim, and we could just attach that at the top. I might do a staple and then just cut it right there. Okay, let's start with that. And then I'll have enough left over for a little pocket of some kind in another journal. I like that you can still see the staining. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe I'll just staple it and then it can be like a little flip up. Let's do that. And that way, if I decide I want to pop something underneath there, I can. And it's still got the integrity of the piece. And we can do a little extra fringy right there. Okay. not sure what I'm doing with that center part yet. Right, you know what? I'm going to see if I can find something to hinge on there before we add any more fabrics. So let's see what I have. That's a little short, but it totally could work. It's actually a beautiful piece of paper. I really want it to be on this side. I'm still here, just thinking. This is basically the same paper that I could attach, but I kind of want to save that for something else. All right, I'm going to just tuck that in there and we will come back to it. So this is our back cover of that paper. Okay, so I decided that I want to have this be a little fold in. I didn't do it very straight, but it's possible that it wasn't sewn in straight. I definitely would not consider that as a possibility. And then look at this amazing piece. I don't even know where this came from, but it is so gorgeous and dainty. So I'm gonna layer this like so, and it will be a little flip out. Grab a little scratch paper here, just so that I don't glue down the whole thing. And I think this will be super pretty. It goes this way, actually. I hope you guys are planning something fun for the weekend. I think we are going to just try to stay cool indoors. We are definitely up into the 100 and teens of some kind. We hit some sort of record for August already, which is not ever something you want to do. But we've had pretty decent weather so far this summer, so I am definitely not complaining. I'm going to kind of try to center that as best as possible. So when you're making your book, you can totally sew things, you know, you don't have to just use glue if you like stitching. I'm not quite there yet. I do love sewing. I did it for many, many, many years. And I just haven't quite gotten to that part of the journal making process. Okay, I love that. Super cute. And not sure if I'm going to put anything in there for now, and I don't want to tack it down because I want to preserve it as a little flip out if I decide down the road to seal it up, then and I can tuck something in there. All right, guys, I think we are going to call it a day. I'm starting to run into that decision fatigue again, and I need to work on a few other projects as well that are going to be super fun upcoming. But I love what we have started with, and I hope you will let me know in the comments if you are thinking about making one of these fun journals. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.